Hello to everyone. This is Viewpoint on Noyan Tapan TV, and I am Benyamin Poghosyan. This time we will discuss the recent developments in Nagorno-Karabakh. So, when on February 23, Nagorno-Karabakh President Arayik Harutyunyan removed Ruben Vardanyan from the position of State Minister, it was a feeling that this was done somehow to facilitate the Azerbaijan-Nagorno-Karabakh dialogue. Since Ruben Vardanyan's appointment in November 2022, Azerbaijani leadership has made many statements that they are ready to negotiate with Nagorno-Karabakh, but they are not ready to negotiate with Ruben Vardanyan. Simultaneously, starting from September 2022, within Armenia-Azerbaijan negotiations, the idea came out that some international mechanism should be established to facilitate Nagorno-Karabakh-Azerbaijan dialogue. Of course, it was not clear what does it mean, international mechanism, who is going to create it, United Nations, OSCE, any other body, and in general, what does it mean? Azerbaijan-Nagorno-Karabakh negotiations under any international mechanism. Does it mean that it will be negotiation between two equal entities, or at least two sides of the conflict, or as Azerbaijan was telling, this will be negotiation between Azerbaijani government and the Armenian minority within Azerbaijan, or negotiation between Azerbaijan government and the Azerbaijani citizens of Armenian origin. However, regardless the complete lack of clarity what this international mechanism means and what does it mean in general context between Nagorno-Karabakh and Azerbaijan, this idea started to float it, especially after the meeting in late September 2022 between Secretary of Security Council of Armen Grigoryan and his Azerbaijani counterpart, top foreign policy assistant to President Aliyev, Hikmet Hajiev. And thus, when it was a feeling that the international community, at least the Western partners of Armenia, European Union, the United States, are pushing forward for some kind of contacts between Azerbaijan and Nagorno-Karabakh, then there was a feeling that, okay, if international community wants this, even if there is no clarity or lack of clarity, what does it mean, these contacts, and what does it mean, international mechanism, but still, if Azerbaijan is telling that I am ready, and the only obstacle is Ruben Vardanyan, so maybe the decision to outsize or move out Ruben Vardanyan could be a facilitator between to launch Azerbaijan-Nagorno-Karabakh negotiations. And at first there was a feeling that this scenario may happen, because immediately after the decision to remove Ruben Vardanyan from the position of state minister, the next day there was a first meeting between Nagorno-Karabakh and Azerbaijan representatives. Azerbaijan even appointed a special representative for this negotiation, a member of parliament from Azerbaijan. Then on March 1st, another meeting took place, and this time Nagorno-Karabakh was represented by the Secretary of Security Council. So it was a feeling that yes, there is some context between Nagorno-Karabakh and Azerbaijan. Of course, there was no international mechanism, but at least there were some hopes that maybe some mechanism will establish at the end of the day, or at least maybe when international community was speaking about some mechanism, maybe it was speaking about simply some negotiations which will be visible for international community. I mean the negotiations after which there will be press releases, some photos, and etc. etc. However, 4 days after the last meeting on March 5, Azerbaijani special forces ambushed Nagorno-Karabakh policemen, killed 3 of them. Also there were Azerbaijani casualties because members of Defense Army of Nagorno-Karabakh shoot back. But this incident, this terrorist act, we may call it terrorist act, proved that this idea of contacts between Azerbaijan and Nagorno-Karabakh under some international mechanism or without any international mechanism, but just some transparent negotiations which will be visible for international community, this is not going to lead anywhere as far as Azerbaijan strongly believes that it has upper hand and it can force Nagorno-Karabakh and it can force Armenia to do what Azerbaijan wants. Because at the end of the day, if we analyze what Azerbaijan is doing after the end of the 2020 Nagorno-Karabakh war, we can come to the conclusion that as of now, Azerbaijan does not want peace or does not want peace agreement. What Azerbaijan wants, it's a full control over Nagorno-Karabakh. And now also discussions are underway that maybe if Armenia drops its demand for some special status for Nagorno-Karabakh even within Azerbaijan, and Armenia may agree that okay, there could be no status for Nagorno-Karabakh, then international community will be able, and first of all the EU and the United States, will be able to force Azerbaijan to accept some international presence in Nagorno-Karabakh, which will provide the rights and security of Armenians. Because for the last 6-7 months we do not hear anything about status, we don't hear anything about even Nagorno-Karabakh autonomy within Azerbaijan. What we hear from Armenian leadership, from international community, from Western partners first of all, and also from Azerbaijani leadership, so some discussions about rights and security of Nagorno-Karabakh Armenians. But let's be clear, is it possible to provide rights and security for Nagorno-Karabakh Armenians who will live under Azerbaijani jurisdiction without any status? The whole history of conflict, even if we're not going back to the early 20th century, 1918-1920, and we will look to the history of conflict starting from 1988, gives us very clear answer. As far as there is no strong international presence in Nagorno-Karabakh, and as far as Nagorno-Karabakh is not under de facto control of some international body, currently de facto control is Russian peacekeepers who are controlling the situation. So regardless who this control or how this control can be implemented, through international peacekeeping mission, through Russian peacekeepers, through some other missions, maybe observer missions, EU mission or international mission, UN mandated mission, the one fact is clear. As far as there is no strong international presence in Nagorno-Karabakh, which will preclude the direct control of Nagorno-Karabakh by Azerbaijan, any discussions about the rights and security of Armenians in Nagorno-Karabakh will lead to nowhere. And to be more precise, they will lead to either soft or hard ethnic cleansing of Armenians from Nagorno-Karabakh. Yes, it may be not hard ethnic cleansing, it may be not large-scale massacres in Stepanakert, Askeran, Martuni, and other villages and towns of Nagorno-Karabakh, but maybe it will be soft ethnic cleansing when many Armenians, or absolute majority of Armenians, will leave Nagorno-Karabakh within, if not 1 month, maybe 1 and 2 years. So, the answer is clear. Regardless what we understand on the international mechanism of negotiation between Azerbaijan and Nagorno-Karabakh, will it be international mechanism, or will it be simply transparent negotiations which international community can look through and say, okay, yes, I see there are contacts between Azerbaijan and Nagorno-Karabakh. But at the end of the day, one thing is clear. As far as there are no fundamental changes in Azerbaijani statehood, changes which will transform Azerbaijan from this hard authoritarian style of government, which we have in Azerbaijan starting at least from 1993, when Heydar Aliyev came back to power in Azerbaijan. As far as there are no fundamental changes in Azerbaijani statehood, the rights and security of Nagorno-Karabakh Armenians can be provided only with strong international presence in Nagorno-Karabakh. As of now, international presence means Russian peacekeepers, and their mandate expires in November 2025. So, if we need rights and security of Armenians in Nagorno-Karabakh be protected, regardless how long this negotiation will continue to find a solution for the final status or the final settlement of Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, we need strong international presence, which means clearly that either this mandate of Russian peacekeepers should be extended for at least another 5 years until November 2030, or some other international presence should be deployed in Nagorno-Karabakh, either through the decision of the EU, some EU mission, or maybe UN Security Council facilitated international mission, or OSCE facilitated international mission. But one thing is clear. As far as Azerbaijan has not passed through fundamental changes in its statehood, any discussions about possibility for Armenians to live freely and secure under Azerbaijani jurisdiction, they are simply science fiction. And because we do not have any factors, or there are no any hints that some significant changes in Azerbaijani political system will take place for decades to come, not only 2 years, this sends clear message to international community, to the Russia, to the West, the United States, EU. If you don't want to be part of hard or soft ethnic cleansing in Nagorno-Karabakh, you should do everything to have strong international presence in Nagorno-Karabakh beyond November 2025, and probably even beyond 2030. This is all for today, and we will meet soon.